Hey guys, my name is Ismas and welcome to another Blender Daily Tip. And today we are continuing with this him here, creating this interior scene. And I'm going to be talking about how I made these support beams go around the interior, like you see uh, here. So yeah, making that ring around the interior. So yeah, let's open up a new blend file and look at how I made this ring here. So yeah, let's open up a new Blender file and we can design the pillar very simply. I will just add a plane, rotate it 90 degrees, apply the scale, and also apply the rotation. It will make it easier for you to curve around the curve object. So let's add a curve object. I'm going to start by just having a simple mesh to represent the pillar and see how it's going to be curved around the object. How I'm going to turn it into a curve and then yeah, go from there. So this is our curve object. So what I'm going to do is add a curve modifier to our mesh or our pillar. So add a curve, select this as the curve object, and you can see this will snap to the curve. And make sure that the position of this mesh is at the position or center of the curve object, or at the pivot point of the curve object. Otherwise it's going to be in a very different direction compared to what you want. Then after that we can add the array modifier, but make sure the array modifier is above the curve modifier, so that it can go around the curve like so. And now we can start editing this mesh and design the pillar we want to design, knowing that everything is going to fit exactly as we want it to fit. You can see right now here we are kind of having this intersect here going, so we can scale this plane in the x-axis. Your axis, how you scale, or the axis you're going to scale is going to depend on the rotation of your object. So for me it is the x-axis, but for you it might be different, and also depending on how you're working in your project, you may have to play around with this deformation axis to get the right axis. If you don't apply the rotation of the object you are using. So yeah, now that we have this, I can come in and start making changes to this pyramid, but I want to continue previewing this while I'm working. So I'll just make an instance copy of this. So Alt D to make an instance, and I'll just remove the array and the curve object so that I have this on the side to work on. Then I can always just make the changes directly here. I can also split the screen so that it's easier, so that the one side I'm saying this and the other side I'm just looking at this here, so I can preview what I'm working on. I've just added a loop there, and then another one up there around here. Delete these faces, and then I can bevel these edges, Ctrl Shift B, into a curve like that. You can see how that looks, and then I can extrude this. But before I do that, I think I can just add a mirror modifier onto this. So I will just delete this side here and add a mirror modifier like that. So if you add a mirror modifier like this, modifiers are not carried over to the instance, so you would have to apply the mirror modifier as well to this, but make sure that it's above all the other modifiers for this to work correctly. And again, I want to have some good quads here going on here, so I'll just add a loop cut there. I'm being very rough in my polygons here because this is just a simple tutorial, and I don't want it to extend to I don't want it to be too long, so I'm just going to make some rough cuts here so that I have nearly only quads where possible. I think I can get rid of those, and also do that. Let's see. Yeah, so now if you want, you can start detailing this even more. So I can select this, extrude it to give it some thickness. You can see now we are running into some shading issues. So I'll just select the object and go to turn on normals here, auto smooth, to have that. You can see we have a sharp edge here and don't want it there. So I'm just going to let me see, that might be because of this mirror. I think this face here, we have a mirror here, sorry, a face we don't need, so I'll just go on and delete that, and you can see I have removed that. And because this array goes around, wraps around, creates a ring, I don't need this face as well. You can see it's creating some shading issues here. You can see that sharp line going around, so just delete that as well. It has not gotten rid of that. I think that is because of my auto smooth shading angle, so I'll just increase that. It's not that visible anyway, so I'm not going to mind that. Let's see, it might be because of this array. Yeah, you need to add this merge here so that it merges the vertices of each array duplicate like that, to get rid of that. And now you can start detailing this as much as you want. I don't need this face either, so I'll just delete that. I also added, I think, a bevel modifier to my mesh, and so just to kind of smoothen the edges a bit, and I change the limit method to angle, so that I don't add a bevel to every edge on the mesh, just around the corners to round them off just a bit like that. And I'm also going to harden the normals so that I don't lose those sharp edges where they are needed. And now you can start adding in the details you want. So let's see, where did I add details? I think around here. I think I added, you can add a loop here. You can look at reference images of how these things look, and just extrude along the normals. Don't forget to delete these extra faces added. You can see that's how you start detailing this, and you can even add more detail like that. Yeah, so that's how I did that. And yeah, thank you for watching. Again, if you want to watch the entire process of how I made, let me first see how this would look. Extrude along normals, push that in. You can turn on clipping for the mirror modifier so that it doesn't just intersect. I think you can also turn on even offset. Yeah, something like that. It's reduce. Yeah, so you can do a lot of things here, and yeah, so again, if you want to watch the entire process of how I designed my version, you can see I added a little bit more detail than I showed here. You can just go and watch the time lapse, and yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.